another heater from DJ
So
Come on.
I'm outside of the club and he think I'm a pawn. So I go to my heavy Chevy and pop the trunk. I told him, I ain't never scared. 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 Let that chopper go, plow, to your melon. When the plasma is oozing out of your cerebellum. Now you're swelling. We ain't talking hardcore, now is ya little. That ain't running scared of bigger. Cause I put the heat to his heel bigger. Now own that drink and own some of that. Getting thirsty now it needs some of the drink. So I'm outside of the club and he think I'm a pawn. So I go to my heavy Chevy and pop the trunk. I told him, I ain't never scared. 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 I ain't never scared.
You can check it out the Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. I ain't never scared. You know, I was a little bit scared coming in tonight, having that conversation about the transgender population. I ain't gonna front, a little bit scared. I a little bit scared. But I like to think that we knocked it out the park tonight. Andy, what's up?
I couldn't help but see some of your facial expressions in the midst of the conversation.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to share how you was feeling as you was speaking to him. It just felt like there were some points that you just, even though he said what he said,
Yeah.
you just still didn't like fundamentally agree.
Well, no, I didn't agree. What was the comment that he made? And I go, no. He said that all babies are androgynous, is what he said.
Oh, okay.
I don't agree with that, but that's okay. He says he's got science on his side, and okay. Maybe Fahima, where's the oracle? We need the oracle on this one. You're gonna tell me babies aren't, I gotta be careful, gender specific, even as babies?
Androgynous. The other thing is, it's hard to weigh your opinion against someone's data and research. So, I mean, I'm also a person who says I don't like to take anything at face value. I want to do my own research on it. But I mean, he clearly has looked into all of this because this is what he does. I mean, this is his life. Not only that, but it's his life of teaching people and educating people. So I kind of feel like if there's all this research to back it up, why would we still question it?
I think just basing off what you just said, you have to do additional research, don't you? Don't take anything at face value. Always get a second opinion, right?
Yeah, true. But what I'm saying, there's still not a resistance, though, on my end, at least. I'm not resisting that just because you say it. I'm saying, wow, that sounds interesting. And I could take that. I could receive it. I'm not going to go repeating that necessarily until I do my own research. But I hear you. I take that, because you certainly have done far more than what I've done on the subject matter. I'm still ignorant. I'm still ignorant at this point.
We're still, what was the term? Trans ignorant?
Yeah.
I think 98% of the population is. We're going to keep it real up in there.
Yeah. I just, this is what I don't like. I don't like if you I just don't like anybody who's stuck in their ways because you don't want to believe and you don't want to give in and you want to be right in your head. It's just like, these are different times. You gotta accept it. You gotta, think about this. I'm sure or have come across some older people who are so completely stuck in their ways, and you're trying to tell them, and you're saying, no, like for instance, I remember when I was younger, I was probably late teenager, and I worked at a customer service place. I don't know what I did. I don't even remember who I worked for.
You're a cashier. Stop it.
No, it was a call center. And it involved like I think a cable service or something like that, and I was trying to, and at that time we were like doing credit cards over the phone and stuff, and this woman refused. I mean, she was just like, she was an older woman, and she was like, I am not. I mean, she was almost offended at the fact that I asked her, you know, for what was typical, what we were doing. That was a regular part of the policy, right? She was offended, you know, because she was stuck in her ways, and she went on and on to tell me about she didn't want to give her information because everything is a scam. The whole internet thing is a scam, and she's just one who was very unaware and ignorant, right, of the times, and that this is the way that we're going, woman. So, you know, you either hop on board or you don't, but you're going to be very behind. Similarly to those type of people, it's like you can resist it all you want, but this is here. This is here. It's happening. It's like either hop on board and learn, get some information, be open-minded, receive, or just stay behind and become like that sort of like bitter person who is mad that the world is moving and leaving them behind.
But to that point, Robin, when you bring God into the conversation, things change.
Why? How so?
Try telling the black church that. That there ain't no such thing as Adam and Eve, as Adam and Steve. And God don't make mistakes. And it's all about man and woman and traditional marriage. Try telling them what they've been taught since they were babies. That all of this is happening right now is new.
But
and
you
they
know
need
what?
to hop on board when Jesus in their Bible says otherwise.
Here's and I hear what you're saying. You make a valid point about the church, the black church, especially. There were two people. There was Adam and Eve, right? And we know that to this day, it only takes two people
I see where you're going.
to have children to populate the earth.
When we come forward, we're about to have an incest conversation.
Yeah.
When we come forward.
No. That's not even where I was going with it, but
That's the point I would make, though.
Well, it almost, I mean, you almost have to make that.
It's math.
You have to make that assumption. People just don't talk about it because where do these other people come from? But anyway, the point that I was making is that I was just making, you have a woman and you have a man. Yeah, we didn't see in the Bible, the Bible talk about another like non-binary person or, you know, a gay person. We didn't see the Bible talk about any of this. However, we only saw the Bible talk about two people because the two people populated the earth. Well, here's the thing. You only still to this day need two people to populate the earth. So I'm just saying it still matches up for anybody who wants to question, well, that's not in the Bible. But yeah, because you only need two people to populate the earth.
I see where you're going.
You see my point here?
Dinosaurs ain't in the Bible either. We know it existed. Right?
Well, there's a correction. There is something in the Bible, but it was called something different. I'll have to find it for you. I was corrected. I was made known.
Good day and blessings. Let me guess.
No, my Auntie Penny.
Auntie.
Put me up on game.
Ooh, you got.
Because we talked about this before
We
about dinosaurs, and she actually gave me some information. I'm going to find it.
I would love that verse. That'd be great. Because I've been saying this for 20 years. I need something. When we come forward. We will continue the discussion. You want to add to the discussion, you know what to do. 1-800-920-1580. 1-800-920-1580. You are smack dab inside the Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about. Stay there.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles.
Middays to nighttime.
Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
It's pro time because at Lowe's, it's Provember. Save big with inventory you can count on, like Flex products or DeWalt power tools starting at just $99. Plus, Lowe's MVPs members earn up to 3 times bonus points per dollar on select items. Save all Provember long. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. MVP's Pro Rewards Program. Terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/L/Pro Loyalty Terms. Subject to change. Prices valid from 10/17/22 to 2/3/23 or until supplies last.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for human rights. The Los Angeles Civil, Human Rights and Equity Department, or LA Civil Rights for short, is focused on reducing bias and injustices while leveling the playing field. LA Civil Rights does this through equity and empowerment, the Office of Racial Equity, hate prevention, upward mobility programming, and youth programming. They convene commissions and advisory councils. The Civil, Human Rights, and Equity Department of the City of Los Angeles is led by founding executive director Capri Maddox and is breaking new ground for municipal governance. LA Civil Rights oversees citywide initiatives, including the Renew program, LA Repair program, and the LA for All campaign. The LA Civil Rights Department believes that the goals of equity and inclusion for all people can be achieved through hard work and collective action. To get involved and be part of the solution, report a civil rights violation, or get more information, visit civilandhumanrights.lacity.org. That's civilandhumanrights.lacity.org or call 213-978-1845. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Ew. Stuck in a cycle of rewashing your clothes? Ugh. Because you can't remove tough laundry odor? Ugh. When detergent by itself can't cut it, use new Downy Rinse and Refresh. With a breakthrough odor-removing formula, it removes odors in one wash, better than the leading value detergent in 3 washes, keeping all your laundry fresh. Now you can break the cycle of rewashing with Downy Rinse and Refresh.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm sending Andy content through his Facebook page right now, and seeing Andy with short hair. How old is that picture? 1975? How old is that? Look at you right here,
That's a nice
man.
picture, Andy.
You look terrible in that picture, don't
Man, I was over here swagging out. I was actually at this this award show themed birthday party. So I dropped like almost $500 on a suit,
Wow.
courtesy of Zara,
Wow.
for that event. I was trying to, low-key kind of get at somebody, but it didn't work out. But that was that had to have been maybe 2014.
2014. You know who you look
Sounds
like on there?
fresh.
Cool.
Thomas Jones. Does he look like
The
Thomas
one that was
Jones?
over
Thomas
here.
Q. Jones?
Does he look like Thomas Q a little bit?
Huh. Okay.
Stop it.
Then you do.
Very interesting.
Not the physique, but
Hey, man, I'm working on it. I'm working.
It's all good. Don't let him do that to you, Andy.
I love you. Go
I
ahead.
did find the Bible. Well, let's talk about the dinosaurs very
Let's
quickly.
go.
My Aunt Penny did send me something about dinosaurs. She says the Bible does speak about dinosaurs. The Hebrew people didn't call them that. They were called Tanine or Tanine,
Captain and tonight.
Tanin, which means mysterious creature resembling a giant reptile. The book of Job called them behemoth, which means mysterious and mighty beast.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. I don't know if I buy that, but okay.
Don't go against my auntie. If my auntie Penny said it,
Auntie, I love you. If you say it, it's gospel. I'm gonna go ahead and rock with that.
that's right. That's right.
But I felt so bad when he was talking about how growing up in Compton and you're a member of the trans community and you're still trying to figure out your own life. Meanwhile, the people in the neighborhood are beating you up on a regular basis, and you're already suicidal, and they're also beating you up at the same time.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
How we do that to one another.
Yeah, absolutely. And think about it in those days. In those days, when,
No information.
There was no information. There was no place to go. There was no place of safety, because even your own family oftentimes didn't accept you or didn't understand you, didn't know how to support you. And then, of course, your community, the Black community still to this day has a hard time pretty much accepting people from the LGBTQ IA plus community in their family. Like, they have a hard time accepting that. So imagine back in the day when there weren't any resources, when there wasn't anybody to talk to who could understand, or even no one else like you that had already come out. You might be the only one really in your 5-mile radius or so who's out, and living your life openly like that. And so now I just thank God that there are more resources and places and comforting places and organizations that people could go from that community that feel that it makes them feel safe.
Yeah.
Everybody should feel safe.
That's bottom line right there, right?
Yeah.
Everybody should feel safe.
Yeah.
Everybody should have sanctuary of sorts to go to people understand exactly what they've gone through. That's why when you see drug abuse counselors, usually most of those people have gone through their own
That's
problems.
right. Yeah.
So I want people to be able to go somewhere and have their questions answered. Here's the thing, what I want to know also. Were there transgender people back in the day? I think the reason that a lot of older African Americans are pushing back against that because you didn't hear about it at all. They act like it's some newfangled thing.
Right.
But was there a population of transgender folks?
Well, Lucky addressed that already. That across the world and back then, they're called something different in other countries or whatever. But they've been here for forever. But also remember, being gay wasn't even really a thing that people talked about. So not that, and gay people have existed since the beginning of time. I mean, really, like if you think about it, they've always been around, but not everybody was comfortable coming out. It was just a thing that you didn't do. It was similar to, think about when fist fights turned into gunfights. It was like probably people had access to a gun, maybe in their family, in the house or something like that. But nobody would pull that out because you don't do that. Who pulls out a gun? No, we're going head up, right? And then all of a sudden, somehow, some way, we all took a turn and everything shifted, and now people are so comfortable. But that's my point. Somebody had to be at the forefront of that because it just wasn't a thing. And so similarly, transgender people were like, I'm not coming out. That's not even something that's not talked about. That's not accepted. No one else around me. I've never even met someone else who is transgender, so imagine that. The first people who said, I'm going to come out, imagine that courage.
So everybody, 100% of people were trans ignorance back then.
I'm sure.
Transphobic.
I'm sure. Yes, definitely.
Guess who's going to disagree with us on this conversation right now?
Let's go.
Emraj, give me your height, your color, and your hood, Emraj.
5'10". I put on for my city, on for my city, black. Gardena, California.
Gardena, check it out, yeah. Oh my God.
Hey, first of all, I want to say give condolences, man. I didn't hear about your family and stuff until later on, so I want to send a shout out to you, and prayers go up, blessings come down, man, and hoping everything will be all right with you.
Emraj, that means a lot
like
to
I
me.
said, I feel the closest to y'all, calling in and stuff. And like I said, I don't know you from Adam, but talking to you and stuff, it's like looking in a mirror, except for that one little thing that we disagree with,
which is about to come up right now.
Which is cause war. Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up, but like I said, my Christ already said, you tell them once, you tell them twice, then you be done with it. So I let it be on your head after that. But you can't say you didn't know.
But here's where we fundamentally disagree on God, and I think it'll never change. I believe God is love, period. You don't buy that.
I believe God is love, but I believe as a father disciplines his child, he's going to teach us, he's going to give us things, and when we're disobedient, you get punished for it.
You think
Sodom
God is
the flood and Sodom and Gomorrah are just prime exampes of that.
But do you think God would kick his child out?
Not?
Would God kick his child out the house forever? Because what you're saying is the same God that created his beautiful children is the same God that would banish those same children to hell for eternity. My God wouldn't do that.
But he ain't banishing you. He's giving you a chance. He's giving you a choice. When you choose not to accept it, that's on you. It falls on you. Every day we have a choice to go rob a bank, to go sling dope, to go shoot dice at a bowling alley at 3 o'clock in the morning. When you have a choice, you can't blame nobody but yourself. I've given you a chance to get out of that. You choose not to accept it. Because you say the world will hate you.
Andy had a question.
The world will hate you because of me.
Andy got a question for you.
Now of all
Go ahead, Andy.
Now of all the sins out there, even lusting after your whatever, right? That's not anything that you could just like see, for example, right? That's not anything like if I'm in the church or whatnot and I'm lusting over a woman, you wouldn't necessarily know that I'm doing that.
True.
So my question is, why is there so much emphasis on LGBTQ and their, I guess, downfall or whatever the case whatever word you want to use, but like, why is there so much emphasis on that? Considering all the plethora of
think
sins out there.
All sins are equal,
Right.
apparently. But go ahead.
All sins are equal, but the Lord told us, specifically in Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13.
Old covenant.
When a man sleeps with a man, he should be killed. He's an abomination. It's more than a sin.
Old covenant.
You have went and said, I created man and woman to multiply the earth, and you said, God, you didn't know what you was talking about. I'm going to take this man and be with this man, or I'm going to take this woman and be with this woman, and what do you call it? Make it an abomination. He said they should be killed instantly.
So let me ask a
Well,
question.
not instantly. I threw that on there.
I hear
but
you.
they should be.
Let me ask you a question, and I want to be very careful and ask you this
Okay.
question. Hold on, because we got to be careful. I don't want to be insensitive. Okay.
No, I don't either. I'm going to explain that to you in a minute. Go ahead.
Where do you place the transgender population when it comes to your faith and your Bible?
The same way I place the gays. To me, I don't get into the alphabet thing. You're either gay or you're not. That's my bottom line. Yeah. So what I say is I treat them like I would treat anyone else.
So if someone that is transgender,
I would tell them about Christ, but I would be helpful to them and even friendly. But I would tell them, you know what, I don't agree. I wouldn't say I don't agree with your lifestyle, but I would tell them, we have a Christ that saved us. You have a God. Let's read the Bible and let's go over some things about it.
So
answer
a question.
Yeah, sure.
If someone that is transgender goes under the knife and alters their body to become the person that they've always wanted to be or feels that they should be, so people would say that is righting a wrong, a biological wrong. What is the difference between that and someone going and getting LASIK surgery because they can't see?
Well, keyword what you said is people say. What did God say about it?
I'm asking you, what's the difference between those things? I'm altering my body to be able to see.
Gender, but you're not altering your gender.
Also, it's relegated to gender only.
I believe that you're taking something that God. I mean, if you get LASIK surgery, you're trying to rectify something with your eyes. You know what I mean? That's like putting on glasses to a different level of that.
You dancing?
But when you're altering your gender, a man can never be a woman, and a woman can never be a man. In my view, a man that goes into a woman can never have a baby.
Hi, Imraj.
That's an insult to. Hey, Robin, how you doing?
I'm wonderful. Thank you.
That's an insult to women everywhere.
We're trying to have a conversation. You got to listen and then respond.
Yeah, I
am listening. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
Did you take a listen to the conversation that was had earlier when Lucky was here?
Part way.
Okay.
Not all the way. I have compassion for him, her, whatever.
Him.
And
come on, man.
I try to be compassionate about it.
Okay, so
but then again, I can't go against my faith. Though.
Okay, let me just say what we will do is respect him.
Yes.
We're going to respect every guest that comes on this show because he's
sure thing.
Yes, Lucky is him. He went on to explain that in his research, he does this for a living. Okay, I mean not for a living. This is a part of his journey in completely educating people. Done all the research or a lot of the research, and found that this was something that was even new to me. That there are chromosomes that we're all born with, and just as you did not question whether you were a boy or you, I'm assuming you didn't question your gender when you were growing up because that was what your chromosomes told you. You knew that you were a boy. Well, similarly, what we're finding out is that there are chromosomes that are even when you are born, your gender, born a girl, but there could be chromosomes in you that don't relate to you that way, that make you feel inside like a boy. So when it comes to research and there's data out there to prove these types of things, that people are born this way, what do you say to that? I mean, I know you keep going back to the Bible, but can we just, I'm curious about this, Imraj. Are you at all able to just take a step back for a second and just look with, maybe even logic and not necessarily just go into the Bible, but can you see how that could be a possibility?
Sure.
Okay.
And I have compassion for that. You know, if you feel inside like a certain way and you want to live out that way, but you're fearing what the people will do to you or how they will treat you, and you keep it locked up inside, I don't think that that's right. I think that maybe you should go be amongst people that are like you, and that way you feel comfortable. Like you said, everybody should be safe and feel free. I have a buddy, he's a Christian as well, and he has friends that are homosexual, and they want him to build a school for homosexual kids so that they won't get beat up and attacked and all of that stuff. And he had asked me, you know, would I help him or do I think that it's right? And at one point I said, yeah, I don't want to see anybody get hurt, but on the other side, we don't agree with that type of lifestyle. So he's kind of torn, like, should we help, should we not help? And I said, man, you know, you have to pray about it and see what's up to you. You know what I mean? I mean, because to me, there are kids out there, just kids, period, that need help, that need schools and everything. I'm down with that. But if you want to pick this particular race, particular gender of people and help them out, that's on you. You know, God bless you and everything for it. I don't know if I'm down with that.
Emirates.
I'd rather help kids that are poor. And, you know, you can pick your poison, is what I'm going to say.
What if you utilizing that same story that you just shared? What if it was like you have a school full of black kids? Okay. And some people don't want to support because we're black. Those kids are black. Okay. Ain't that a problem?
It is a problem.
I don't know what.
It is a problem. But I'm not going to compare race. I'm not going to compare. You know, like I said, everybody can fix their poison. I heard Danny and I heard your boy Don Amici, and the two men on the station all agree that we were pro-life across the board. But if we had a 13-year-old daughter get pregnant, we'd be the first one in the abortion line. So it was hypocritical situation with the men. You know what I'm saying? So you have to pick your poison with that, man.
Okay.
And like I said,
go ahead. One last word. Go ahead.
Oh, no, to say I agree in helping people, but then again, I want to, you know, look at it from my Christian point of view. And, you know, you have to decide. You have to pray about it and give it to God and decide on it, you know. It's up to you. Yeah.
Imran, I appreciate the phone call. You know I love you. I appreciate you so much.
Hey, love you too, man. Blessings to you. Like I hope everything works out with you, bro, and your family. And, you know, just keep prayer in it, man. Go to Christ and, you know, give it to him. Put everything in front of him, bro.
If you only knew how much I've been praying over the last couple of weeks here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we try to do things our way. Give it to him. Everything to him.
I will. God bless.
All right. God bless. Bye, Robin.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
I refuse to believe that God is that way.
Because God isn't that way.
He's just not. He's not going to be venomous towards his own creations. It's just not going to happen.
I'll read a scripture on the other side.
Here's news and traffic. KBLA stated.
Nighttime is the right time for Danny Morrison on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Mike Island, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. A bus full of migrants is expected to arrive in Philadelphia. City officials had been expecting this for the past several days. Texas Governor Greg Abbott said around 30 people were on the bus when it left his state on Tuesday. The mayor of Uvalde, Texas, says the interim police chief at the time of the Robb Elementary School shooting will be gone by the end of the week. Don McLaughlin told CNN yesterday that Mariano Pargas will be terminated after footage released this week shows Pargas being told that several students were still alive in the classroom about 35 minutes before the gunman was killed by officers. Retail sales are coming in better than expected. They rose by 1.3% last month after not changing at all in September. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Island from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
That's spend all access accounts. Get the account designed for your everyday mobile banking needs. Banking services provided by an account established by Pathward NA. Member FDIC. Deposit account opening is subject to registration and ID verification. Terms and costs apply.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at KBLA 1580.
Follow the leader.
Are you ready?
The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
I made you look.
Our weekly Los Angeles is the largest audited black newspaper in the state of California with a distribution of over 50,000 copies weekly. Pick up a copy every Thursday to get the latest news on African American communities of LA. You can also keep up with what's going on in Los Angeles and surrounding cities by going to www.ourweekly.com. The Our Weekly website is updated daily with the current news about us and for us. For your advertising needs, Our Weekly offers economical advertising packages to fit your budget. Feel free to call Our Weekly Los Angeles at 323-905-1300 or visit the website at www.ourweekly.com. Our Weekly Los Angeles, reporting news that matters to you.
At Cedars-Sinai, we're honored to be named the #1 hospital in California and the #2 hospital in the nation in U.S. News and World Report's Best Hospitals Honor Roll. We're also proud to be named #1 in 6 specialties in Los Angeles. Thank you to our physicians, nurses, academic leaders, and thousands of other team members who bring their best to Cedars-Sinai every day. Learn more about our top-ranked care at cedars-sinai.org.
When you're the victim of a car accident, who goes to bat for you is crucial. We're MVP Accident Attorneys, the personal injury pros. Hiring the right law firm can be the difference between a rewarding settlement and striking out. When it comes to getting the maximum compensation you deserve, our team hits it out of the park. Call the pros at MVP Accident Attorneys at 833-MVP-WINS for a free case review. Call 833-MVP-WINS.
Call on me, your MVP.
Did you know Kohl's has early holiday deals on the top toys? It was a game changer for me. I got Kohl's Cash and all my kids' favorites, like Marvel must-haves starting at $11.99, Squishmallows for $25 and under, a Fisher-Price Dreamhouse for $49.99, and found so much more. Plus, you can take an extra 20% off or save even more with a Kohl's card. More gifts, more savings, more reasons to get to Kohl's. Select styles, 20% offer ends November 19th. Toys, coupons do not apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that when we fight, we win. Community Coalition trains activists and organizers in order to support power building with Black, Brown, Indigenous, and people of color. Community Coalition works to help transform the social and economic conditions in South LA that foster addiction, crime, violence, and poverty by building a community institution that involves thousands in creating, influencing, and changing public policy. Founded by Karen Bass in 1990, Community Coalition was born as an African American and Latino organization with the goal of turning hopelessness and despair into action. The activism of the Community Coalition's members and community residents has almost solely stimulated economic recovery in South LA for decades, generating billions of dollars by redirecting them to South LA schools and foster care. In addition, Community Coalition offers amazing mind, body, soul resources, advocacy, and policy work, and has a robust and active membership body. To become a member, get a referral, or get support for your nonprofit, visit cocosouthla.org. That's cocosouthla.org, or call 323-750-9087. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
So wide you can't get around it.
So low
Let's
go.
You can't get under
I love when the beat kick in. Come on. Is this the Ice Cube version? Okay. Where's Ice?
I don't like drama, so do I have to put my hand cups on your mama? Cause nothing but dinner damn booty with a crew, but I'd rather be with you, boo, and make you say humdrum, tum-dee-dum. Humdrum don't succumb when I'm done bucking hits. One nation under a groove, getting down for the funk of it. Tear the roof off this mother like we did last night, son, and hit you with the pop gun. Here's my chance to dance my way out of my constriction. Ready, freaking up and down, hang up alleyway. With the groove I only got, we should all be moved. Hey, yeah. Ready or not, here we come, getting down on the one which we believe.
Shouts out to Ice Cube, George Clinton as well. Danny Morrison Show, KBLA Talk 1580, talking transgender community tonight. After a wonderful conversation we had in the opening hour, let's go to the phones. Fahima, oh my God, I have never wanted to talk to Fahima as much as I do right now. Fahima, give me your height, your color, and your hood. Come on.
Well, I am 5'6", caramel brown, and I'm still in Harlem.
Harlem, check it in. Drop that. Come on.
Yay. Okay, Danny and Robin, I wasn't going to call in. I've been sitting here listening, minding my black business for the past 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
I did DM both you and Robin stuff about the two-spirit people and dinosaurs in the Bible.
Okay.
Let me just preface my comments by saying, okay, I have been a licensed clinician. It'll be 20 years next year. I graduated from Howard University in 2003 with a license in social work, and I've worked in mental health, substance abuse, and with children and families. Now, although I am sure it wasn't Emmerich's intention, but the language that he used, particularly, it says that they are worthy of death. People use that kind of language to justify killing people who are members of the LGBTQ community.
That's right.
People use that kind of language to kill trans people. In fact, there's been an epidemic of trans women being murdered within the last several years. I'm sure it wasn't his intention. Now, let me just say this. I know Emmerich, I'd like him to think about this, right? I know he's still listening.
Oh, he listening.
He has children who I think I think one of his children are with Hawaiian or people who are not black. How would he feel if folks who didn't agree with race mixing treated his children differently because they didn't believe in that?
That's a great question.
He would have issue with that, and he would feel that those people should, mind their business and let my children live their lives. There was a Westbrook Baptist Church out of Kansas City.
That's right.
They would go around to funerals, protesting and saying that the reason why the soldiers were killed was because America believes in the LGBT. And the thing is that they were doing harm. The thing is that how other people live their lives is their prerogative.
That's right.
As long as they're not doing it to you. Like, for example, I don't know what type of sex the people next door to me are having, and it's none of my business. The other point is what your guest had mentioned is absolutely correct, as I've found. And the places I've worked in particularly provide services to members of the LGBTQ community. We just provided them substance abuse or mental health just like any other agency. And one of the things that I've learned from members of the LGBT community and trans people that I provided counseling and therapy to, the one thing that they needed was support.
That's right. That's
and your guest had mentioned that support was the number one thing, particularly from their family. And this is one of the reasons why many of them committed suicide, because they didn't have the support. The world was against them. And then if their families and their homes were against them as well, it really created a problem with them because it's very difficult. You know, I don't know what that's like because I am a heterosexual woman. I don't know what it's like to feel that I'm in the wrong body. And I'm sitting here, I would say to each and every one of you, Danny, you are a man, and that's all you've ever known. But suppose you had a woman's body. Suppose you had a woman's body with your same mindset. You would feel tormented because you know you're not a woman. Right? You know that you're a man. And this is what many of these people are going through. And again, I want to reiterate to Enrich, I know you didn't mean it, but the kind of language people use that to justify harming these people.
It really troubles me, and very well stated, by the way. It really troubles me that I'm not saying Imraj does this all the time, and like you said, maybe he just said it incorrectly, wanted to say it a different way. Is they're saying that the turmoil that a lot of the members of the LGBTQ community are going through is because they haven't turned towards God. It's as if it's a punishment of some sort, that they are suicidal because they haven't turned towards God. And that troubles me so much.
Well, God don't make no mistakes, okay? And there are some churches that are LGBTQ friendly. I know the United Church of Christ are accepting of all people, right? And so there are some ministries that are accepting members of the LGBTQ community. I know that it has been an issue in our community. And in fact, when the HIV and AIDS epidemic came about, people were saying that this was a curse for homosexuality. But homosexuality has been around since biblical times. And I'm gonna leave it there. But I know Emrich didn't mean any harm, but that kind of language can be harmful because it can cause people to kill themselves, and it can also cause other people to hurt and harm members of that community.
Fahima with the call of the night. Drop that, man. That right there, that's what I'm talking about. Thanks for resetting the table. We're just sitting here just really struggling. Like, oh, my God. The black community has so far to go, but you just came in and dropped some nuggets that we needed to hear. God bless you.
All right. Good night.
Thank you, Fahima.
My God does not harm his children. I'm going to stand by that until the end of time. He does not. Don't talk to me about punishment and they need to turn to God or they go burn in hell. My God does not harm his children.
John 3:17 says, God did not send the Son into the world to condemn the world, but in order that the world might be saved through him. By sacrificing himself for us on the cross, he took the punishment for all of our sins at once. So it was interesting how you were talking about the Old Testament, you know, that Imraj was referring to. And when Jesus came along, it's like he took all those sins for us. And, you know, at the end of the day, no matter what it is that you believe, you can have your own thoughts and opinions on anything, but still, God always wants you to operate in love. That's first and foremost, and that's taking care of all of his people. So that means protecting his people. You know, when you know, how would you feel if that were on your hands, where something was happening to one of God's very own? No matter what you think about them, what kind of decisions you think about them, something is happening to them and you don't protect them. That's on your hands. You don't jump in and protect and help and love.
God, Robin, that is so good. KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about, State.
From Bakersfield to Los Angeles. From middays to nighttime. Like George and Wheezy, Danny Morrison is moving on up at KBLA Talk 1580.
Tweets with racial slurs have soared since Elon Musk took over Twitter. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News. Only a week after the Tesla CEO bought Twitter, reports of the racial epithet used to attack black people was reportedly used 26,000 times, tripling its average this year. And a slur used to target trans people increased by 53%. Instances of offensive terms for homosexual men soared 39% over the yearly average. Examples of offensive terms used to target both Jews and Hispanic people also increase. This all according to research done by the Center for Countering Digital Hate. KBLA listeners, what do you think about Elon Musk, the man who describes himself as a free speech absolutist, taking over Twitter? Let us know by tweeting us at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
At Target, Black Friday deals are happening right now. Save on the hottest gifts to get ahead this holiday, like must-have toys, the latest tech, and incredible offers to get your home holiday ready. You'll discover new Black Friday deals each week in stores and at Target.com. And make holiday shopping easier than ever using free drive-up, free order pickup, and same-day delivery. Get low prices and great deals so you can holiday your way. Only at Target. Exclusions apply.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
Hey listener, welcome to Limu's Karaoke Lounge, where Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need, and the music never stops. Hit it!
There's an emu with a full-time job. His partner's Doug, but Limu's the heartthrob. Grubs and worms, that's what Limu eats. Gotta fuel up to save you money and hit the streets.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
What's the best product I bought this year? Oh, that's easy. Salonpas pain-relieving patches. The proven medicines in Salonpas patches reduce my pain and let me do the things I need to do every day.
In a recent clinical study, patients using Salonpas reported improved sleep, mood, and the ability to work. They had less pain and were able to reduce their use of oral pain medications.
For pain, I use Salonpas. It's good medicine.
Real talk, real time, the gospel truth. You're listening to the Danny Morrison Show on KBLA Talk 1580.
Can I just say that I appreciate the conversations we've had on the mic with you. I appreciate the messages we're getting in our DMs. I appreciate our guest coming up in here having such a great conversation. It's been above board for the most part.
Yeah.
95%. We went into the gutter a little bit. Don't want to mention no names, but for the most part, it's been great.
Yeah.
Let's see where the next gentleman's going to take us. Q, give me your height, your color, and your hood, Q.
My brother, the Queen, 5'10", purple, black, West LA.
West LA, check it in, drop that.
Yeah.
If you're laughing before you even start talking, I know there's some heat coming. Go ahead and get it off your chest. Come on.
Okay, my brother.
Go ahead, because I know you're going to say something going to take me off, but go ahead.
Yeah, I wasn't going to comment on it, but I was listening to the conversation and the guest who came on earlier. But what prompted me to call is that I keep hearing the name of God in this conversation from all angles. That isn't, I believe that you and the Queen are very God-loving people. Mm-hmm. That isn't the same God who condemned the behavior of this homosexuality, both in the New and the Old Testament. I believe the New Testament is in Rome, one of those places. Now, isn't the same God who condemned this behavior in the Testament?
Are you asking me, is it the same God? Yeah, it's the same God, yeah.
The same God.
Mm-hmm.
So when people keep saying that God loves us all, yes, God loves us all, unconditionally. But the same God, I see the oxymoron out here. The same God said this behavior is forbidden. So how can that behavior be condoned? This is the religious part of it. And there's another part of it, the scientific part of it, is that the behavior, as the Queen said earlier, or the gentleman said about the chromosome, there's no scientific research to confirm or to substantiate that claim. About 3 or 4 years ago, there was a conference that was held on a forum on this behavior. And the conclusion was that it is more of a behavioral choice. It has nothing to do, because they were trying to equate that as a race problem. And it has nothing to do with race. It has more to do with a choice. So there is a conflict going on out here. It seems to me that the LGBT community has been lobbying for acceptance of that behavior. There's a movement to really, I feel there's a movement to really dilute the black man's presence. Now, I'm not advocating about killing anybody. No, that's not the one I'm talking about. But where is the truth lies? That is my question.
Now, I'll be honest. Off mic, I was trying to predict which route you would go, and one of my choices was you were going to go the emasculation route. It sounds like that's where you're going. You think this is a part of that entire narrative, don't you?
Yeah, I think yes. I think it's part of it. Yes, it is. I think it's more of that, because if you see these days, the target has been nothing but a young black boy. I mean, look at Madonna. Went to Africa, adopted an African boy, turned him into
Careful.
Yeah. Just look at that.
Careful.
So it seems that there is a movement. Look at Dwayne Wade. Also, what is going on with him and his son? So when does it stop?
His
when
daughter.
Are we gonna wake up?
His daughter.
Yeah. Wait, wasn't he born a boy?
His daughter.
No, I'm talking about when he was born a boy.
Sure.
Was it?
And now
Yes.
she is transitioning to a girl.
Now, I know earlier on, I don't know whether it was you or the king who made a referral to something to do about a person correcting their sight so they can see better.
That was me.
Yeah, that is not. There's no comparison.
I think there is a comparison, because if a person if a person is born with poor eyesight, they go under the knife to correct their sight.
Correcting.
So are you saying that God made a mistake and they were born with poor eyesight?
No, they're not changing their eyes.
Yes, they are.
They're correcting their eyes. They're not changing their eyes. But here, you're changing your gender.
It's called
LASIK.
They're using lasers on your freaking eyeball. What are you talking about? They're not changing their
No,
eyes.
it's not. No, you're not changing you're correcting your eyesight. There's big difference. But here, what we have, you're changing your gender from a male to a female or from a female to a male. That is no comparison.
You're making the same case that Emraj was saying. One is about gender and one is about eyesight. That's not fair. Look, I think the same thing. But okay.
That's no comparison.
Okay. So look, I'll pose the same question to you, Q. What is it, or a similar question, what is it that you would say, step away from the Bible for a second, what would you tell someone who is experiencing things, that inner turmoil that transgender people experience? What would you tell them? Do you say to them, I know you were born a girl, you feel like a boy, but you were born a girl, but you must stay in that girl body for the rest of your life, even knowing that you identify as being a boy? Would you say that?
God doesn't make any mistake, like you guys said.
I'm not asking you anything about that. I'm asking you about what you say, Q.
Yep. What will I say?
stay as you are. Stay who you were born a boy, stay a boy. You were born a girl, stay a girl. You see, sometimes we have to help them.
No,
we have to help them.
We have so to help unfortunate. Them. That is really unfortunate.
Q, I'm up against it. I appreciate your phone call as usual. God bless you, my man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Q. Good night.
Peace and divine blessings to all. Good night.
Always. I think everyone deserves some peace and some divine blessings, don't they?
It is smack dab in our face why transgender people go through the things that they go through. It is heartbreaking because if you had a member of your family, if you had your sister, your brother, your parent, someone who was so close to you directly tell you to your face that they've always felt like someone else, they've always identified as someone else, and then they don't get any support, it shows you why they go through. I mean, they're some of the most misunderstood and hated people. People hate them because they don't understand them and they don't understand their journey. And so they go through so much, and the part that I don't understand, that I don't get from our people, we're the ones who can understand that most.
Come on.
We are the ones who get it. There's nothing we can do about our skin color. But we have people who hate us because of our skin color, and there's nothing that we can do about that. And we've been saying for years, why don't y'all love us? Mm-hmm. Where do we go then? I mean, so we have to go around our own people. We can't go into the world and intermix with the rest of the world because we're black. Y'all should understand that more than anybody else. And it's so unfortunate when I hear people and you want to bank on the words of the Bible. You want to that's your cop out because you don't want to stand alone with your own mind and say, listen, I think that everybody deserves the love and support, period. Because that is actually truly what the Bible is talking about.
That's exactly right.
So you don't go in and start depicting and, you should stay as you are. Like, no, it's really disheartening, and it's very unfortunate.
Dangerous.
Extremely dangerous.
What was the percentage he tossed out today? 55% are suicidal? Is that what he said? Mm-hmm. But we don't care. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, a bunch of the black community, we don't care. What a show. Why do I feel so down right now? I'm depressed now. It's crazy.
Yeah, don't be. There's always another side of the coin. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, feel the emotion, but don't let it stay there. You'll be all right.
Good luck. God bless. Go. Keep it on KBLA Talk 1580. We got a lot to talk about. Be good.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Mike Moore, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. In Oakland County, Michigan, the prosecutor's office there is seeking a life sentence without parole for 16-year-old convicted killer Ethan Crumbley. In a court filing this week, they say the teen needs to be sent away without the chance of parole after he pled guilty to all charges for killing 4